when I think about a computer, I think about a memory and processor, something that can do some real work for you. I'm talking like load 2 gigabytes into memory and train a machine learning model. I'm talking about host a multiplayer game session for 25 players with less than 25 millisecond latency. I'm talking about facilitating lightning fast bank transfers. I'm talking about hosting phone calls. At the core of Decelium is the goal of being a computer and memory solution. Now, that's a pretty big problem. So we've actually narrowed our focus down really over the last 4 years to be really specific. We're interested in exactly 2 kinds of computers. One, something called Docker containers, which developers will be really interested in. If you have a Docker container, you can upload it and run it and let it do its thing, and we'll manage it for you. It has to be relatively small. It can't take up 10 gigabytes of space, so we limit it to about 500 megabytes for now. And the other is a website. And we keep our websites very small. We say they've got to be under 20 megabytes of size, and that can be a challenge for some websites. And other than that, you have access to memory and real-time communications within the network and with the internet at large. So that fills a problem, and I think it completes the vision. So you could create a computer system, a Netflix, whose user accounts are managed on Ethereum or on Polygon or wherever you want. But the Decelium network will be where you run your website and where users will log in, and that's going to be where you upload your HTML and CSS, right? And so this idea of having a computer and being able to really easily launch either a Docker container or a website opens up the possibility of new kinds of decentralized applications that just haven't been possible in the past. We're also keeping our vision very, very narrow to this definition of a computer, specifically being a website and specifically hosting Docker containers, because we don't want to do what ICP did, which is said we're going to reinvent what a computer and the internet is. That's too big. We're interested in the HTTP protocol. We're interested in emerging changes to the HTTP protocol, especially some of the ideas that Jack Dorsey talks about. Great, we're going to integrate some of those. I like those standards. We're interested in W3C, great, and we're also interested in Docker containers. That's kind of it. We want to have a good incentive structure for people to host those websites or host those Docker containers, and we want to make sure that it's a secure and safe environment for people on the network to flag when someone's running a spam bot and to get that crap off of the framework, and to flag when someone's doing money laundering and get that off of the framework, and to flag when someone's doing anything else bad. And that's it. And we kind of leave it up to the community to decide how it works. But this idea of a computer first, I think, is fundamental, and I think it's missing from the industry. And people who can get behind this idea start to realize, wow, you're right. Every time I log onto a website, I'm using someone else's computer. Why is that the case? These are interesting questions, and not many people have paused to think about that before.